Oh, yes, I am live. I am so live. All right, let's do this on TikTok too, and then I'll be like all live. Hey, thanks for joining, guys. Wow, you guys can see me, you can hear me. Stop listening. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining. This is gonna be fun. Happy long weekend, guys. Bro, Westside Rita, you won Godfrey is awesome. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. It's so nice of Godfrey to get me on his podcast. You know, it meant so much for me because literally picked me off the street and put me on his podcast, and I can't thank him enough, bro. I'm also going to do TikTok real quick. So, what are you guys up to? Any plans celebrating like Martin Luther King Jr. Day? Bro, this is like, as a brown person, I think this is like, as a brown person living in America, I think this should be the biggest holiday for us, for all the brown people. Like, I don't think if if literally like Dr. King isn't there, you know. By the way, he's influenced by Gandhi, so it comes back full circle. So we were also part of the struggle in that way. So what's up, guys? Oh, I wish you didn't make your first episode for members only. Really, was it? I don't know, bro. I'm just happy I'm there. I got like TikTok here. I got what do you call um, Instagram here. What's up, guys? How are you guys celebrating? What's up? Tomorrow is holiday. It's like so snowed out here. Um, Rita says Chandra Bose is greater than Gandhi, bro. To each their own, bro. The way I look at it is like Gandhi brought a philosophy that you can fight. You know, you should tell him about the Malcolm X of India. Well, I think before, I mean, Subhash Chandra Bose is is before Malcolm X, and he took an army and went and fought with British. So yeah, I mean, you can compare Dr. King and Malcolm X to Gandhi and Bhagat Singh maybe. Uh, I like Azad, Chandrasekhar Azad. There are a lot of people that fought for India, but I mean, today is Dr. King's birthday, bro. Living in America, you know, we should celebrate that. I'm gonna drink for that. There's a portrait of Gandhi and Dr. King in Martin Luther King Museum in Atlanta. Bro, for real, like, I don't know who did this, but they literally put a big wedge between black people and Indian people. And one of the things they did was like say Gandhi is racist. I mean, I'm sure he was when he was in Africa, but later on, bro, I read his one book. I can tell you, he is not a racist guy. He might be a little misguided in his. He's very adamant about his ways, which pissed off a lot of people. But the kind of like things they throw at him, I don't buy that because I mean he was living in an ashram which is like wide open, and you think like British would have an opportunity. If they have an opportunity to get to him, they would let that go. I mean, look at like Epstein. These guys, literally, the people that are pointing fingers at Gandhi are the same people who are defending, Epstein files not being released. Oh yeah, where are the Epstein files, by the way? I thought we were talking about Epstein files, and then everybody started talking about Venezuela, and then everybody started talking about Iran. I was like, yo, let's get back to the Epstein files. We got to get some of those people. You can't really impose values retrospectively. Arun Jaitley says, what does that mean, bro? Can you explain that to me a little bit more? Like, did I say something that you want? What values are you talking about? Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Like they're going back and saying Gandhi was. Well, the thing is, it doesn't have to be retrospective. I mean, racism is racism no matter what time you are. And just because the whole world is going one way doesn't mean you should join the world. I mean, it was an awful practice, and everyone that stood by, that had power to do something and didn't do anything about it, they're all guilty of it. But the truth is, Gandhi did not have that kind of power. Even they say like, oh, he could have gotten Bhagat Singh pardoned. I mean, the thing is like Bhagat Singh is a Indian freedom fighter, and they were protesting British rule. So one of the things did was they threw bombs in empty parliament, just to show the British that this can be done. So they put him in jail and they wanted to hang him. And one of the things they gave him an option was, you could say sorry and we will let you go. And when they asked Bhagat Singh, say sorry to British people and they won't kill you, and he was like, no, I'm not going to say sorry. And his logic is, as a revolutionary, if I say sorry now, everyone that follows my footsteps are going to, are going to be scared like me. But if I were to die because I stood by my word and I did not apologize, there will be a lot more people that will be that will be inspired by me. That was Bhagat Singh's logic. So the thing was, Bhagat Singh would refuse to say sorry. British are like, tell him to say sorry and we let him go. And Gandhi was is like right in the middle. Is like, okay, let the law take its own course. That's what he was saying. He could have been more proactive, and but the thing is, at the same time, like Bhagat Singh wanted to die. In fact, a lot of people don't know there was an attempt made by Chandrasekhar Azad, and there's a couple, right? There's a wife and husband. It's so sad that I don't know their names, but when I do the podcast, I'll definitely put their names in there. They know how to make bombs, like they're bomb makers, wife and husband, and they had a plan to um, break Bhagat Singh out of jail the night before he was hung. So the plan was, Bhagat Singh, usually there is a bus that comes and picks up the people that are going to be hung, and basically they'll take Bhagat Singh and put him in the bus, and he'll be taken to the gallows. So the plan was they would attack the bus. So while Bhagat Singh is walking toward the bus through the compound of the prison, they would throw bombs at the bus, and then in that confusion, they were going to take Bhagat Singh away. And they met him the night before, and they told him this is the plan, and he said, "No, I do not want to escape. I don't. I want to take this. I want to see how far British can go. They would kill a person, and he's 23 years old at the time, or maybe 24." Between 23 to 26, he's not an older person, he's a young kid, and he's like, I'm going to take it to the extent, I'm not going to apologize, and if they're going to hang me for that, so be it. And these guys are like, we have a plan in place, we'll rescue you. And he's like, no, I'm not going to walk. In fact, the day when he's supposed to walk to the bus, he asked them, he knows the plan is in place. In fact, the night before, when they're making the bombs, the husband died. Bomb exploded and husband died, but the wife was like continued with it. She was like, the purpose of our fight is not going to stop. So she continued despite her husband literally died. One of the bombs exploded next to them and he died. And they continued the process, and next day they were ready to rescue him. And Bhagat Singh asked them to bring the van to him. He's like, I'm not going to walk out of the prison compound. You bring the van to him. So they brought the van to him, which means the rescue attempt, even before it took place, was thwarted by him. So like that's how he was like, I'm not going to give in, and that's why he's such a big hero. Like I read his book when I was moving to America. My aunt said, she's like, I'll buy you a gift, and I didn't know what to buy. But the thing is, what I do know is in America, all the books are in English, and I don't have any. I could only read Telugu. I only know Telugu at the time, so I was like, dude, I'm going to be bored. I got no friends. I won't understand TV. I won't have anything to read. So I was like, I wanted to get as many books as I could. And I asked my aunt, like, can I buy this book? And she bought me the book, but she didn't read like who wrote the book. It was written by Bhagat Singh while he was in jail before he was hung. And my aunt was like, "Oh, you're taking a communist," because it's all like red on the front. She thought it's a communist book. She's like, America is all about capitalism, and you're going to take a communist book there. And I was like, "No, aunt, it's not a communist book. It's written by Bhagat Singh." So I got the book, and I read it. So Beena says, "Hey, it's me, the sannyasini, sending love from Chicago. Night night. Hi, Beena. Thank you, sannyasini. I'm going to be in Chicago soon. Hopefully, Zain is. Hello, Telugu brother. Live from universe. Thank you, bro. Hello to you too, Telugu brother. I got any other comments here? Nobody commented here. Um, yeah, so the reason I brought up the story of Bhagat Singh was, it's like a really inspiring story. And like when I came here, I read about Malcolm X and Dr. King. I'm like, dude, like for me as a brown person in America, I'm saying it again. MLK Jr. birthday is a big deal. So bring it up for that, guys. West Side Reader, Canada brother here. Bro, yeah, Canada, not Canada. Canada is a language in India. David Ray Martinez. What up, bro? Lex Garvey. Hey, we stay with your craft. There's a space for you. Thanks, bro. I am fighting for stage time, but while I'm like sitting there hoping someone would give me a chance, um, I'm going to do this. This is my stage time right here. Um, Bro, West Side says black and Indians have the best freedom fighters. Well, we got no other choice, bro. We were like the longest oppressed races, and black people are oppressed more. They were literally like taken out of their land and like oppressed elsewhere, and we were oppressed in our own land. Um, MLK is Gandhi, Malcolm X is the Bhagat Singh. I think so. And Chandrasekhar Azad, Azad is another guy. He's maybe I should tell his story next time. But he's another revolutionary. Him and Bhagat Singh are friends, and he's the one of the guy that was trying to rescue him. They both wanted to kill General Dyer, the guy who ordered Jallianwala Bagh. They couldn't take the revenge on him. He escaped. They ended up shooting another police officer, and they're also involved in. I think they did like a train robbery of British tax money. Do you wear size medium or large now? I am not big, but I do wear extra large because they make me feel like I don't like wearing tight stuff. Okay, I guess that's enough about the Indian freedom fighters. I'll talk about Chandrasekhar Azad next time. He's pretty cool. Like when he um, when he died, like he had like two pistols with him, each with like 6 bullets, and he gave one of his pistols to one of his friends so he could escape, and he stayed, and he got shot in his right arm, which is the one he was shooting with. So he changed his gun to his left hand, and he had, out of the 6 bullets, like all 6 of them hit a target. All 5 of them, because the 6th one he shot himself. So that's Chandrasekhar Azad. Like he shot 5 of them. One guy, he said something about like a British guy. He said, I read this from the general that was part of the attack on him. They surrounded this park in, I think, Ahmedabad, Allahabad. I'm not sure. And one of the guy, he said something like, don't say anything, you Indian dog or something. And he's like, if you say it one more time, I'll shoot you in your mouth. And the guy said it, and the guy's jaw was broken by the next bullet. And then finally, the 6th bullet, he shot himself. That's Chandrasekhar Azad. That's another guy. Allahabad, yeah. Joe is you says Allahabad, yeah. You're right. I think Allahabad. They even have a park there. Rita, did you personally know any freedom fighters in India? My grandpa was one. That's pretty cool, bro. My wife's grandfather is one too. He apparently died in jail. And this is the thing, like people that were not even involved in like freedom fighting went and got like government benefits after the independence. But like his grandma didn't know, like her grandma, my wife's grandma, didn't even know like you could get benefits. Like great grandma, she was just like living poor, and her husband like he studied law. He went to jail and he studied to be a lawyer while he's in jail, but he also died because he got some like infection in jail. Westside Rita says, yeah, my grandpa was force fed beef and worms in jail when he was 16. Damn, bro. Man, those people are like different breed. I love Katta Bomman. Katta Bomman. I think that's a Tamil movie, right? Bro, you're absolutely awesome. Sleepyhead. Thank you, Sleepyhead. You're absolutely awesome too, bro. Bro, tell me more about your grandpa. Westside Rita says, yeah, my grandpa was force fed beef and worms while in jail. Man, that's crazy, bro. Um, Aidan, hello from Malaysia. Yo, what's up? I was in Malaysia. I was in Kuala Lumpur. They have like nighttime. They have bike races. It's pretty cool over there. Like these um, they're not even like real. They're like mud bikes. West Side Rita's grandfather's name is Sanjeevaya Chandrasekhar. Wow, that's pretty cool. His name is also Chandrasekhar, like Chandrasekhar Azad. His name is, his name became Azad because when he was caught by police when he was 15 because he threw a rock at a British officer and hit him. So they captured him and they took him to the court and they asked him, "What's your name?" And he said Azad, which means freedom. And then they asked him, where are you from? What town are you from? And he goes, Azad. And they're like, what is your mom's name? Everything, every answer, he was like, Azad, Azad, which means freedom. This is like a 15-year-old kid, Chandrasekhar Azad. And then the judge ordered 50 lashes. And every lash, the scream was Azad. He screamed Azad like 50 times. And since then, everybody called him, like that became his last name, Chandrasekhar Azad, which means freedom. Sleepyhead says, would love to see your stand up live, bro. Definitely, bro. Where are you at? I'm trying to take my tour everywhere. That's one of the reasons I'm doing all these lives because I gotta build like my base, and I gotta build like my. The thing with the comedy is you gotta get the muscle in, like you gotta get it working, and if you can't get like stage time, it's so hard. Like that is a big. It's like a what do you call like the catch 22. You need stage time to be able um, to to get good, but you got to be good to get stage time. So it's like so that's why I'm doing live. Like this is my stage time. Like you guys get to hear my thoughts firsthand. Sunny Shekhar says, Vishnu, you're a funny motherfucker. All the best to you, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that, Sunny. Vish, when are you doing a show in LA? I was in Irvine, bro, a few months back. I'm trying to come back. I want to maybe like the very the place where Jay Leno lives. There is a club there. I want to see if I can come there, bro. Like you love Dante, but tell him he don't know shit about India, bro. The thing is like here is the thing like Dante and Godfrey. Not that they don't know about India. It's like in America black people are taught a lot of negativity about Indians, especially like they made it look like the caste system is about skin color, and it's like we hate Indian people. I mean, we hate black people, and mostly it's also because the early Indians that came here, like Gujaratis, that they came from South Africa, and South Africa is an apartheid state, and so they brought that racism and people think like Indian people are racist. So for me, when I moved to America, like that was the biggest surprise. I'm like, dude, why are we racist? Like, I mean, those white people, they had you as slaves, and you're telling me we are the worst races. And that's the argument I had with Godfrey and Dante. And not that like I'm taking the blame away from Indians, because some of our guys, man, the thing is, it sucks because they're learning to be racist. That's the weirdest part. Like, dude, like how the like everybody is moving away from it, and you're like stepping into it. Like, step back, yo. Just because, like, at least like before, when you moved to America, you didn't know. Like, you never saw a black person. So when they come here, when you come here, like, white people are like, don't go to the inner neighborhood, stay away from black people, and you're like, oh my god, they must be like monsters. So, but now it's like this is a world like where you're literally talking to everybody. West Side Reader says, we are colorist as fuck. That's true. It's annoying. Bro, that's true. I agree with you. But the thing is, I'm pretty dark. I grew up in South India. And there are a lot of people, they think that they're better than me because they're a little brighter than me in color. But like that makes me feel like, but the thing is, in South India, you can't come right out and say it because someone will break your face because a lot of people are dark. Whereas you go to meet North Indians, you get that like, I don't know, you get that like sly grin, like they're better than you, and you just want to like punch them in the face. I get those guys, but like, it's not like where they could like stop me from progressing. Joe is you says, I love the bit in which you explain religion, gods, and bro, I'm actually building on that. I'm going to make it better. Joe is you says, thanks, bro. Racism always consequence of envy. Envy. Yes, it is, and also racism is also one of the ways. It's not like they don't know it's wrong. They wanted to excuse it. That's why they use religion. That's why I don't like people that like use religion to divide people. I don't care who you are. I mean, your religion is your thing, but like when you like, why? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Let me drink, then I'll explain more. Like for example, like they want to tell them they're good people, but yet they want to be involved in get the benefits of racism. Thanks, bro. Somebody did something. Um, so they will come up with reasons to hate people. So, for example, when Christians came, the excuse they gave to themselves is like they're not Christians, so they're not humans. And are like they even like if you remember like they purposefully in the constitution they said every man is equal, and then they had to add the term like say like black man is something like three-fourths or two-thirds, something like that stupid shit. And you're like that's how extent they go to justify their crime. They know it's a crime. It's not like they don't know what they're doing is wrong. Like every kid would tell you, like when I was a kid, like you go to a village and you see like segregated areas, like where the backward castes are and the forward castes are, and you're like, why is it like that? Why would you put them away? And the difference is usually like, oh, that's how it's been forever. But you're like, that doesn't mean it has to be that way. And you start questioning. They'll be like, no, stop talking about it. It's not your problem. You don't know this village. You just came here as a visitor, leave as a visitor. But you're like, you keep asking questions because like the more you question them, the more like these are like they don't want to educate themselves because they're getting benefit out of it. Like the upper caste in India right now are like they say it's the Brahmins, but it's not. It's really the feudal lords who worked for British, who ended up with like thousands of acres. I'm talking about this today, and I'm not trying to talk about it all the time. But like I want to keep it funny, but this is today is MLK Junior's birthday, bro. Gotta talk about it. Bro, this is good content. We need a podcast, a Vishnu podcast. Bro, I have a podcast. I'm literally going to cut this up and I'm going to put it on the podcast. Go on YouTube or anywhere. I'm calling it Vishnu Waka's Late Night Live or Late Night Live with Vishnu Waka. I'm gonna get better at that, scheduling them so people know when I'm going on. But this is what I'm gonna do. For real, even in Kerala, they made the half the indigenous Indian Syriac Christians convert to Protestant or Catholic. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, and before Christians, it was Muslims. Before Muslims, it was upper caste. It's like anyone who's in power, they want to take advantage of, and they come up with excuses. Like same thing, when these guys invaded India, they would be like, they would like they're not Muslims, so they're not human beings, so we can do whatever you want. Like you can kidnap their woman, those kind of like atrocities. They justified them because of this excuse, like they're not my religion or they're not my color, and but they know it's fucked up. Like don't just give them like, oh, it was the times. Fuck those times. I mean, if I was born then, I would have been like, dude, this is fucked up. Like right now, how many people are protesting out there? Like, what are you doing? Like, whatever is happening out there. Why? Because we're questioning things. Bro, website it says, I hope I'm on the podcast. You are, bro. I mean, literally, like, next episode, you're in it because I just said your name. Um, what's up, bro? Let's see, what else are we talking about? I've been ranting around here for a while and people gave up on me. Racism is not a problem. The racist rules are the problem. Bro, the thing is that, who said that? I can't XXXX I can't say his name. It's like that long, but it's literally all XXXXXXX. Anyways, he says racism is not a problem. The racist rules are the problem. Who makes the rules? I mean, it's like right now in this day and age, like when you say racism, it's very simple. Like you see a person would get to skip the rules and the rules are forced on you, and when you try to do something, they always find faults with it. Like when you do something, they'll find faults with it. When someone else does the same thing, they don't find faults, and you're like, wait a minute, I did the same mistake they did. Why do I get the punishment and they don't? And this happens even right now. I'm experiencing that. Like I don't want to like, because if I talk shit, it's like I'll get banned more. But as is, they're not booking me. But literally, got I wouldn't get booked in places for the same reason other people would get excused. They would maybe like punished for a week or two, but I've been not booked for years or not given like auditions because, and I you can tell it's like, and the thing is like when I was in like Morgantown, when I went to high school there, racism is more through ignorance. See, ignorance racism, at least I can talk to you. I'm like, I can lean on it. Even if I meet like a uh, Christian evangelist, I could lean on his religion and his at the end they want to be seen as good people. So if I can question them, which Gandhi literally did. I mean, the reason why wars don't work against these kind of tyrants because they don't have any empathy. They don't feel pain. They don't like the Iran guy. Like right now, he killed some 3,000 people, and until yesterday, Trump was telling them he's going to save them. But did he? He's like, as soon as they said, oh, as soon as they finished killing 3,000 people, they told Trump like, hey man, don't invade us. We are not going to kill anymore. They already killed everybody. They got no one to kill anymore. And now Trump is like, well, they promised to stop killing, so I'm not going to help them. The thing is, we all sit here and watch this, but and I don't know where I'm going with that. I had an idea, but what are your top three favorite spiritual paths, religions, philosophies? I I like I like Vedanta. There is like I really think like Vedanta is like the end of Vedas. It's like a summary. And I read it when I was a kid because for me, the question of like, who am I? Who are we? Like, what is my purpose here? Like, how this universe came together? Where is it going? And these kind of questions, especially when someone dies, because like when I was young, my parents moved to America, and then my cousin sister, very close to me, like sister, she passed away in an accident, and then my in the same year, my grandfather passed away, and until then, I really didn't really experience death like that. Um, and it was just like, and right when I didn't have any support, like my parents were in America, so that kind of threw me off, and I was like trying to search for like answers, and Bhagavad Gita helped me because they always play that when someone dies, like and one of the sentences is like, being born and dying is like you have no control on those, so why worry about those? So and then I Bhagavad Gita I liked. It's a very short book too, so I like that. And then I definitely like Vedant. Vedant, like when I was reading it, I was asking questions to adults, and they would be like, "Why are you reading Vedant? It's more for people that give up in life and they want to die." But I think that's kind of like not right. I think it's for people who wants to have a better understanding. Yeah, going back to the earlier question, racism is not a problem. The racist rules are the problem. Those rules are made by racists, bro. And the thing is, even if you make the most right, like fairest rules, the way they adapt them, to the racists, toward their preferred race versus you, is completely different. Like I literally experiencing it more in it kind of bothers me that I'm experiencing that in New York City, because I thought of all the places in the world, this place would be most fair. But I have to say, like actually living in Ohio and West Virginia, I did not experience it as much, because at least there, people are willing to learn. Like they know, like they don't know about me. So if I tell them, I'm not saying I never experienced. I have experienced it. It's most like where you feel like you're tested. And being an Indian, like for me, if someone is testing you, you always think of it like, oh, they're testing me because they like me, because that's how they taught you when you were growing up in India. In India, it's not about individualism; it's about community. So if you're getting if you're getting more problems, that means God likes you and He's testing you to make you a better person. So when you think of it that way, and when people are like testing you, and like you're like seeing other people pass you by, and it's unfair, but you're like, oh, this person must really like me, so they're testing me. And that's how I always think even now. So I'm not afraid of it, but like I really kind of surprised to see more racism in New York City and this area, East Coast, than I did in Ohio and in West Virginia, Morgantown. It's kind of weird. Like people would be like, oh, it should be the other way, but it's not. It's not. At least their people know they don't know, and like even when they say something racist, like good people, they'll be like, hey, I didn't know. But here they're racist, but they act like they're not. So they like tell you who you should be. West Side did a wow, that really is helpful spiritual advice. Thanks, bro. For me, I like all the like I like to I went to missionary schools like Saint Xavier's, Saint Anne's, and I read Bible, and the thing is like everything is like trying to teach you something. It's just people, our ancestors are trying to tell us what's up and what they thought, and I have no problem with that. It's just when you try to act like this is the only way, this is the only truth, that sounds very insecure for me. Like if you have to like insist that is the only truth and you're afraid of me to even read something else, that tells me you're kind of insecure about what you have. Like that's why I like Buddhism, I like Hinduism, because they're not really out there trying to like trying to say like, oh, you have to be this way. I like any religion that like teaches me something new, and I know every religion got like weird shit, like, but like like you got to be like a swan, like you only drink the pure water out of and just spit out the dirty water. I think swans do that, right? Like I don't know if it's a myth or not, but like apprentice swans, if you give them dirty water, they could literally purify it in their mouth and just drink the pure water and spit out the dirty water. It is insecure. They don't want to read other books and need to convert others because it makes them seem valid. Yeah, I mean, that should be the first lesson of spirituality. Like, don't seek your validity in other people's opinion. I should take a sip on that. I feel like Sadhguru. What else, bro? How many people we got? Like, we got like 2,000 people. Shit. This is a big podcast. A lot of people. Okay. I see everything in my life relative to the position in space and time from where I am looking. Christie. Are you talking about Chris Christie, bro? It says like, let me read it again. I see everything in my life relative to the position in space and time from when I am looking. Christie. Okay, just Christie. If you're talking about Chris Christie, yeah, I see that he could be. He's a pretty fat guy. I can make a fat joke because I'm fat, and I could see why you're seeing him in your life relative to position in space in time from where you are. Everywhere he's around you. That's crazy, bro. Oh, I got a number one. Oh, you got a number one viewer badge, bro. Thank you. Can read the Bible and understand it completely. Different. The point is, what is the reaction? Is it bad? Okay, can read the Bible and understand it completely different. The point is, what is the reaction? Is it bad? No, I don't think Bible is bad. Like the parts where that tells you how to you live is. I mean, these are all like the way I look at it is like they're all guidances. You don't have to follow them. If you like, for me in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says like these are the things you should know, but like now that you know this, how you want to live your life is up to you. Like think about these and follow them as they fit you. And that's the way I look at everything. Like, if you're living in the certain ways of life, they work for where these religions come from. Like covering up women, if you're from a desert, I understand. Like, you are a nomadic tribe and you are moving from place to place, so you can't trust the people you encounter. So a lot of times women are pretty and men can't keep their dick inside, so they attack you because you have pretty women, so they would cover them up, so there is no, like, those kind of problems. And then when you come to like places like India, where people are living in villages like hamlets, everybody knows everybody. So that's why women there were literally, before British came, British and Mughals and all these guys came, it was like women would just like literally, you wear a if you know, like the way people you wear sari, like a sari, there was no blouse for it before. It was literally like you wear a what do you call it, like where like men wear a dhoti, and then a woman would wear a dhoti and take one layer and cover their breasts, and that's all needed, like because everybody knows everybody, and everybody, like, unless like something happens in the village, like someone outsider must have come, or someone within the village went crazy, and people kind of know who would be the threat. So there was limited threat for people, so the women were not covered up. So these are all like practices that came out of the situations they lived in. But now when you try to force them on other people who don't have to go through them, you're kind of like defeating the purpose. I don't think Bible is bad. I mean, I like Bible. Like if that gives you people comfort, like go for it. Um, Not in your fan club, but in top. Thank you, bro. Thank you for. You should be in my fan club too. I has never left my county for more than 2 weeks. Bro, I won't blame you, bro. I mean, just because the good thing about, like, so XXO LXOX said I have never left my country for more than 2 weeks. I think that's actually something you should celebrate. Like you're lucky. Like you have a home for that. Like you can you either you go or you don't go is up to you. If you're having fun in your village, like more power to you in your county. Like I'm not going to judge you for that. But now especially now with all this like internet and everything, you can still educate yourself. Like back in the day, you got to travel, but now you don't need to. Where are you streaming on besides Instagram? Oh, right now, I should be on TikTok. I should be on YouTube. I don't know if there's anybody on YouTube right now, but let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't see the YouTube one. Okay. Yeah, there is. Yeah, that's it. Uh, Thank you so much. I am Man School. Really like your comedy. I love that you talk about India. I feel represented. Would love to see you speak about the present torment India is in. We're not surviving this economic fall. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm not there. That's the thing. Like people ask me to talk about India. Like I'm not following as much. I'm only like literally as knowledgeable as my TikTok. Manish Rao Universe. Hi Vishnu. Hi Manish. Um, but one thing though, bro, like India, like we need to stop dividing our people in the name of religion. Like we need to figure it out. Like this is we because you can't have like 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 the thing is like it's ultimately it has to come to like the lifestyle of people. Like people should be happy. It shouldn't matter what religion you are. And people are like, oh, we want to make it a Hindu country. I'm like, what do you mean a Hindu country? Like, we're all Hindus. People don't believe in God are also Hindus because, according to Hinduism, you could be a Gnostic or a Astic. Gnostic is a person that don't believe in anything. And Astic is a person that believes in something. So it doesn't matter if you believe in Christianity or Islam or Buddhism or anything, you're still a Hindu. Because according to us, either you believe in something or you don't believe in something, you are a Hindu. I mean, if you're from that region, you live in that region below Indus, you're part of this industry civilization, you are a Hindu. So, like, why, like secularism is the biggest power India has. Manish Rao Universe says, totally agree. Yep, Hinduism accepts people of all religions. Yes, it's just some of us um, are trying to represent us and act like they know who should be part of Hinduism. Like we need to shut them up. um, Not gonna lie, I feel like we don't start any fights. We start being pushovers and started standing our ground. That's why I like. Well, the thing is, this is what I don't get. Okay, people are like, oh, we were pushovers, but look at the world history, guys. Every civilization ended, like Zoroastrians, the Greeks before Islam came, nobody knows what Europeans were before Christianity came. They erased African culture, their traditions and but somehow we Indians survived. I mean, literally, we are very. I mean, if not the only ancient religion that survived. So that's because not because we fought with people. It's a lot of people think, oh, you have to fight and destroy someone. Like the fight is not never like physical fight. It's a mental fight. When a person comes and tortures you, then even then you don't fall for it. You can stand your ground. That tells them that there is a conviction. Your conviction is what that matters. When they see that you have a conviction, you're like, I don't have to reject my Vedas to accept you. Like, in fact, true story. Weed was not part of Schedule 1 drugs. It was not part of it. But what happened was wherever Christians went, missionaries, the thing is they are more about love and Jesus loves you and you should be part of this. Everywhere people accepted their logic. When they came to India, they in India, remember, we have Vedas, we have Vedant, we have the logic is already there for us. So people were asking the sannyasis they were meeting, in especially wherever they go, they were asking these questions that these missionaries didn't have answers for, and they kept thinking like, why are they're asking these really deep questions, which they didn't really think about. So they went back and they reported it to Vatican saying like, oh, this is the problem, these guys are asking all these deep questions we don't have answers for. Unless we can answer them using our religion, we can't convert them. So they were like, why are they asking these questions and not anybody else? And they realized these guys are smoking weed. Smoking weed is a big part of Hinduism. All our sannyasis smoked up. So they were like, we need to stop them from smoking. So that's the reason they added weed to Schedule 1 drugs. True story. They had a Geneva Convention for that. I have the best joke. Joe Eskimo says, all right, tell me your best joke, bro. Thank you, Joe. Weed is medicine, bro. Like for me, I have ADHD. I can't concentrate more than like 10 seconds. I'm like that dude in like that the fish in like not the Nemo, the Dory that keeps forgetting every 15 minutes. Like the one of the reasons I'm fat is because I can't focus long enough to exercise. I mean, you gotta do the same thing repeatedly for a long time. That bores the heck out of me. But now when I get high, I just do it. Like and also like before I'd be thinking about, oh, what happens in like I don't even think I would be a comedian if I didn't, like, they made it legal, so they made it easier for me because I'm funny. But when you're thinking about other stuff, like, the future, like, I left my really nice IT job to be a comedian, and which means you're like, dude, my kids are growing up and I got to pay for their college and like whatever, and here I am, like spending my life like trying to make it as a comedian, and it's kind of scary. But like when you get high, you don't have to be scared because you're not worried about the future or the past. You're like right there, like, I prefer smoking weed than drinking alcohol. In fact, right now the biggest problem the alcohol companies have is Gen Z is not drinking because they don't have to. It's legalized weed. Like, why would anybody drink? I'm literally drinking because I'm sometimes my old ass is like I gotta have something in my hand, but like I mean literally like I remember we used to like drink like 6 beers a night. Like now I barely drink one. How often do you smoke? Not that often, but I try to like I don't say no when I'm out. I smoke, uh, but not that often, bro. When I'm home, I'm like I don't smoke. Like when I come out and do jokes, I know I celebrate with my friends after the show. I'm like, that's the only reason I'm going into city. Like if I don't have shows, I'm not going to go into city anymore. I'm not going to hang out anymore. I would rather do lives. Mestri Ekada. Mestri Ekada. Superman says Mestri Ekada. Mestri Ekada means like where is Mestri? Um, weed is medicine and opens up the mind. Yeah, like it. Like one of the things is like you're like you get carried away with one way. Like everybody is the whole like the whole world is like sticking on one narrative, and you're like start thinking like, what about the other guy's narrative? Like why did he? Where is he coming from? Website Radar says, I can see you in a movie in a couple of years. I can see myself in a movie in a couple of years too, bro. I am, I don't know if I should say it yet, but I'm like working on something. Do the scammer joke, then falling in love with the guy you're scamming. Joe Eskimo says, With the guy, can I make it a girl? Falling in love. That's a good. So Joe Eskimo gave me an idea. He's like, do a scammer joke, falling in love with a guy you're scamming. But I think that's more than a joke, bro. That's a good story. A scammer falls in love with a scammer, with a scammed, and then want to pay back, but he can't because he's not the scammer. He is part of an organized crime, and he's going to get killed. Oh man, I'm onto something. So now he has to get out of this organized crime and go help her. But it all has to be funny. There would be world peace if everyone smoked weed. Everyone will be best buds. Yeah, I agree. And they will also be lazy, bro. Like, people need to be lazy. It's the hyperactive dudes that are like annoying. They always want to do something. I'm like, dude, just chill. Like, we don't need GDP to grow up. All you're doing is like just making like random like useless trinkets and calling it GDP. Yeah, we need to like measure GDP in time spent happily, just hanging out and chilling. Like like a GDP of a country should be measured in how much time people are spending and enjoying themselves. I would say India would kill, bro, because all we do is watch movies. Like I watch like so much content, just like in different languages, and that's all people do in India. Like nobody does anything anymore. All they do is like either they're making videos or they're watching them. I think that's how it's going to be. AI is going to take over. Nobody has nothing to do other than entertain each other. Hanging and chilling with the family. My joke, Joe Eskimo says, my joke goes like this. Okay, tell me the joke, bro. Are you into music? If so, what kind of, and do you use it to go through rough times? I am into music. I listen to a lot of Telugu music. I have tried to use it going through rough times, but to tell you the truth, what is a rough time? Like I don't know. Like nowadays, I'm like I don't want to think about anything like as a rough time. I'm just going to just float through the life. Like if you want to be sad, you can be sad, but why be sad when you don't have to? Like you're letting the circumstances you're in control you, right? But what if you're not like you're not like if you know this entire universe is is a illusion, at least you can accept that, which means the saddest thing that would be is when you lose someone you love, but it's an illusion, and that person, if they're real, would never be gone somewhere. If they're not real, they're just illusion, which means you don't have to worry about. Then then what else do you need to worry about? Like if someone tortures you, really, like really tortures you, it's weird. Like even there, God kind of gave escape routes. Like when someone tortures you, you lose consciousness. They can only torture you to your point, but after that, they can't do nothing to you. So it's like everything is relative, right? Like if you just smoke weed and not worry, everything is relative. Some South Indians need simplicity in life. I feel you. It's also because in South India, it's such an ideal environment to live. Like I have a bit about how like you sit under a tree long enough, something edible will fall on you, and then it's a tropical country, so you're just sitting under a tree. You don't really need anywhere to stay, and most of the animals, they don't like mess with like humans. So that's one of the reasons people are pretty lazy. Where are we? You and Andre is like a Harold and Kumar type of movie. Bro, you're right. No, I'm actually working on something. I'm going to have sorry guys, the beer is getting to me. Um Gerald Benford, him and I and Brian, I'm working on few stuff, bro. I'm literally going to, okay, I'm going to tell you guys, I don't care. I'm going to convert my entire set into a movie and make a movie out of it. Why are you live at night? Go talk to your wife. She's sleeping. I was talking to her, she fell asleep, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do live because this is my work time. This way I can like wake up at like 11 a.m. So I don't bother her when she got to do like, do her job. And then I got to do my job. I don't bother her, but we both get to like spend time. My, okay, Machachar says, now I'm sleepy. Dude, it's like you're in California. It's like not even 12. And it's like long weekend too. Mansi, hi Mansi. Smoking weed makes things better. If people get lazy, it's either really good herb or the person is just lazy in general. Enjoy it and elevate your mind. Abuse it and you will be useless. Yeah, I agree. Like anything you abuse it, it's your problem. Like everything is good at a dose. And you like for like you gotta like keep track of it. Like you don't want to be like overgoing. That's why you gotta take a break even when you smoke weed. You gotta take a break. When you know you're going over like a limit where you're like, dude, I gotta take a break until my body like starts like no, because your body gets used. I mean, used to the weed. South India really is heaven on earth. Once we stop littering, we can go back to that heaven. Yeah, bro. Like the litter is like now is too much because of plastic. Like before plastic, it wasn't as bad. It was all organic waste. But now with the plastic, it's just like it's not just like in India you're seeing it. In the rest of the world, they're like dumping it in ocean. It's either they're like literally they're like throwing it in the water, and we're like just living with it. That's how we are always been like. Rest of the world like pushed all the animals out of their houses, their villages and towns, and we just let the animals live there with us. Same like that. They throw all the garbage out. We just let the garbage be there because garbage is garbage. I don't know what else to say. What's your movie about? It's about literally, I'm going to make my set into a movie. How did you and Jepty16 said, how did you and Godfrey meet? Dude, this is a cool story. Like, it's really like shows how cool of a person he is. This was like before COVID. I usually go and hang out at Stress Factory all the time. Stress Factory is like about half an hour from my house, and it gets like all the great comedians, like big headliners. So I go there and I hang out, and whenever a headliner is nice, and club is nice with me, so they would like recommend me to get a guest spot, and that's how they helped me get a guest spot with Godfrey. And Godfrey was inside. I went and did my spot, and as I was walking up, and then Andre walked on stage because Andre was opening for him. Godfrey was standing outside. Um, I come up to him. I was like, "Thank you so much for giving me a spot." And he goes, "Yeah, usually I don't come out of my green room, but like I hear the ruckus, and that kind of ruckus happens when I'm on stage, and I hear that. I wanted to see who's doing that." And that was like just flat on me, right? I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy!" Like I've seen him, like he's hilarious and he's one of a kind. And I'm like, he's saying that about me, like it kind of pumps up my esteem. And then I didn't see him, like that was the last like Saturday, so I didn't see him until next year. Next year he came back to Stress, and I know he gave me a guest spot, so there I am again, like you know anybody who I see a chance of getting a stage time, I'm there. So I was there, but this was like COVID time, so I had my mask on, and this was like the beginning of COVID time, so we weren't sure. So I even have like dishwasher gloves on and mask on, and I was standing there, and it was winter, so I had my jacket and the head thing. So literally, he could just see my eyes, and he sees me, and he takes a couple of steps, and he turns around. He's like, I know you. And I was like, I didn't think he would remember me. And I was like, yeah, like you gave me, and that was my in to see like if I could get a guest spot. So I was like, last year you gave me a guest spot and you said I did really good. And he was like, oh, you want to do some time? I was like, yeah. And then he gave me time again, and I did my time. And then once he's done, Andre comes up and he's like, dude, we're going to tape a podcast tonight. You want to do it? I was like, yeah, sure. And then it got pushed to like the Tuesday, but they invited me to the studio. I did the podcast, and the first podcast was okay, but it's the Dunkin' Donut lady, man. She fucked up Indians for Godfrey. Like he's so upset about it that he literally like grilled me about that Dunkin' Donuts lady and why she's a racist. And then he invites me over, but this time not only him, he got Dante. You know how big Dante is? And he's sitting there, he's like, you guys are all racist. And I was trying to defend him. And that night was really crazy because that's the same night I told Sharad Small that I'm opening for him the next night in Nashville. So I told him I'll come pick him up at midnight. So he was waiting for me. The plan was I would pick him up at midnight and we would drive through the night, um, and go to Nashville, do by next day afternoon, and then we get a couple of hours sleep, and then we go to the show, and then we sleep, and then we are going to drive to Chicago, and then do a show and come back. So that was the plan. That was like a triangle thing, long distance driving. So, but the thing is, the podcast where we were just arguing with each other, it kept on going. We finished at 2:30, and by now Sharad was like so pissed off. He didn't even want to talk to me, and he was like, "I'm not even going to go. I don't even want to do the show because I don't even think we can make it." And I was like, "No, dude, come on, I'll make it. We'll make it. We'll drive through the night. We'll be fine." And this is like after being grilled by Godfrey and Dante till like 2:30 in the night, and Sharad was like so pissed he wouldn't talk to me. Christine came; she was also opening for him, so she was also there, and she was like, "Let me sit in the front, and that way, like, he'll have time to cool down." So she was like, she was being the middle, and we just drove straight to Nashville. We got there at 5:30. The show starts at 6:30. Sharad was pissed, but we did the show. We killed it, all three of us. And then I literally went back to the condo. They have a condo there in Nashville now. I don't know, Zanies. I don't know. I don't think they have it anymore. But I went to the condo and I just crashed for the night. We woke up. I drove to Chicago, and then we same thing. We left in the morning. We got there at 6. The show is at 7. Barely got an hour sleep. Did the show, and then drove back to New Jersey. But like I know, like even though it was like tough, I knew like this is the turning point. Like dude, Godfrey put me on his podcast, and like I'm just like until then I'm like literally like a open micer. Yeah, because by then I didn't even meet Russell yet. Um, yeah, I was just an open micer, and what do you want me to do? Yeah, so that's the story, guys. He asked me, "How did you meet Godfrey?" and I went on a tangent. Um, let's see. Mansi says, I came back from a show and got no long weekend. Came back from my stupid Sunday night stand up call. Tell us more about it, Mansi. What show? Where is this? Where did you come back from? Where is this? Oh, stand up call. IT call. Sunday night stand up call. I'm so sorry. Is it with the Indians? The team in India? I used to do those. Like I used to work as I was a liaison between American team and Indian team. Basically, like translate all the shit they yelled at me. I translated into like Indian English, and I let like literally repeat everything they called me to them, and then take all the excuses they throw back at me and then give it back to all these people here. That was my job. I hated it. Um, would you rather be Bill Gates' son or live in a simplistic village where everyone is happy and knows each other, but you never leave your village? Right now, I would take the simplistic village because before I might be like, I want to be an explorer, I want to find out, so I would be kind of like feel limited in that village. But Westside Reader asked me the question: would you rather be Bill Gates' son or live in simplistic village where everyone is happy and knows each other, but you never leave your village? So yeah, with the internet and with access to the social media, I think I'll be very happy in village. Like I don't want to be Bill Gates' son because I wouldn't know where those accounts are, all that money, where it goes, where it comes from, taxes, all that crap, dude. I would rather be just like in a village, you know, smoke some weed, drink some beer, hang out, and scroll on my social media any day. Um, what else? What else? I love you so much. Thank you. I love you too. Tell some jokes. Joey stand up. What do you want me to tell you, bro? Joe Eskimo says, tell some jokes. Ben Kumar, hello Vishnu, how are you? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you too, bro. Um, what else? What else? What else? India team, yep. Mansi says India team. I know, like right now, Sunday night, tomorrow it's not holiday for them, but I bet they're like, they know like US team will be like not in office, so it's like a vacation for them. They're not going to do shit today in India. They'll be like, well, we got tomorrow night too. Like they're not working tomorrow, so they got 2 days to do the same work. And usually long weekends is when like American people, like the thing is like American product managers, they don't do shit. All they do is complain. And they have this they'll have Indian team, and they don't want to sound racist, so they would hire people like me to just translate it for them. I saw you on a billboard in San Jose. Bro, really? I was on a billboard? Bro, I didn't know about it. Shit. Bro, next time you see it, send me a photo of it. Because I didn't know who put me on a billboard, but I'm happy I'm on one. What did you do for work before comedy? I was in IT. I was a Python programmer. Have you seen this new American cricket team and the players? Bro, they beat Pakistan. West Side did I said like, um, have you seen this new American cricket team and the players? Yeah. Mansi says, stories like this, you should call your live as Guru Vishnu Alive. You know how many names I changed? I started it as Great American Podcast, and then everybody was calling it racist. So I'm like, dude, when did Great American become racist? So I changed that to like Vishnu Vaka, the Great American, so that I don't offend like everybody. And then like now I'm at like late night live with Vishnu Vaka, but I might change. Um, you should call. I should call it Guru Vishnu Alive. Hmm. Thank you, Mansi. I'll think about it. Yeah, bro. Have you seen this new so West Side did a San Jose Improv. Yeah, yeah. They put me on a billboard. Fuck yeah, bro. Thank you, man. I wish I knew it. I would have taken a picture of it. West Side did the cricket team is all Indians or Pakistanis, bro. We love cricket. That's the laziest game. Like that's like literally like sitting under a tree and wait for a fruit to fall on you. Wait for like when I'm fielding, I'll be like, they'll put me because I'm fat. I'm not going to run after the ball, so they'll put me in a spot where there is like literally no traffic, nobody hits in that angle, like fine leg or something, and I'll be like literally like catching butterflies. Only thing I wanted to do with cricket was like I wanted to bat. I was a little bit good at batting, and that's it. And until I get my batting, I'll be just sitting there waiting for other people to get out. Like get out, get out, get out, and then like that's why I like when I bat when our team like plays second, because when you are feeling for the other team, you still have the hope of batting. And then I would bat, and then when I'm out, I'm like, dude, just get out so we can go home. I'm like the worst cricket team player. And if we were, the days that would really suck is when I play cricket, is when my team bats first and then they send me opener, and I get out in the first ball or second ball. That means I got to sit there, watch my team play 30 overs, because we used to play 30 overs, and then watch field for them for 30 overs under the sun and go home, all for like playing like three balls. That was the most miserable. That's the thing I hated about cricket. That's why I kind of like tennis, because tennis is like you're batting all the time. Um, are you sure it was improv or wanted poster? Mansi, I'll take a wanted poster too. I just need attention. I need some followers. So if it's a wanted poster that'll give me followers, I'm done with it. Um, Otto says you are my favorite comedian. Thank you, bro. Otto, no, Q Flow. Thank you, bro. Q Flow says you are my favorite comedian. Joey Eskimo says you have to do my joke about a Facebook and then falling in love with the guy you're scamming. No, I'm going to make a movie about it, bro. Literally, that's a movie story. Like a scammer. I watched this Indian movie about this one kid in some Gujarat village, and it's like he knows how to hack into phones, and he can speak in woman's voice. So he would call and like scam like all these politicians into like giving him the 4-digit code. They basically give him like password access into their accounts, and it's a pretty cool movie. Like as long as he's ripping off like these like politicians and like rich people, I didn't mind. But usually when it's hurting like poor people and old people, then you're like, get him. But I should make a movie about a scammer with a good heart falls in love. Bro, that's a movie story, bro. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, my dad said when he was in India, if you sucked, they would let you bat one time and then never again until the next day. No, it's just that the game, bro. Like you only bat once. You're out. You're out. You're done. It's not like innings. Like yeah. These days you have to be careful where your pick comes in US. I'm like carrying my passport with me now. It sucks because I'm worried I'll lose it. I don't want to lose it. I think I'm going to carry like the photo of my passport. But when I'm like flying, I have to carry my passport. When you debate Dante and you said the white man in you is coming out, I crashed out laughing. Jepte16 said, when you debated Dante and you said the white man in you is coming out, I crashed out laughing. Thank you, bro. That was my proud moment. That is when like Dante like appreciated me as a debater. Until then, he's like this pesky worm. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna just rub him out. And then I gave him that, and he was like, "Holy shit, this guy is a boxer," you know. And then it was fun. I know that was my high point too. When I said it, I was very proud of it because like I knew like his, and Godfrey was like the claws come out, and both his claws like Dante was like what the fuck, and it was so funny, and I was like I did it. I mean that was my highlight of the. After that, I could have just dropped my mic and left, bro. I should have, and Sharad would have been happy too. But I love Dante, bro. He's the thing I like about him is, and in Godfrey, like they're like seekers like me. Like they want to learn, and like when I like they had certain misunderstandings about Indians, but when I'm like, dude, that's not how it is, and this how they're willing to like learn about it. Like a lot of times you run into people that are so adamant in what they believe, and they're like, I'm so right. I'm not going to even like take any like you give me any evidence, I'm not even going to look at it objectively. But they're not like that. That's what I like about him, about both Godfrey and Dante. You have to do my okay. Thank you, Kufro. You a legend. Thanks, bro. J Q Flow said you a legend. Thanks, bro. Katsur said I would pay to see that. I'm gonna make the movie. I'm working on it. Tank says love you, content US. So thanks, bro. West Side said I wish he doubled down. Bro, he pulled out both his claws, okay? That was scary. Like imagine like Dante, like his both his like hands in your face, bro. Like good thing I have a heart of like a what do you call like really strong heart. Um steel, heart of steel. I mean if you're a regular person, you would have had a heart attack. Like, when Dante like pulled out both the claws, bro, would have been dead. I said he got mad. He got mad. But it was funny, but he's such a cool, like that's what I like about him. When he saw that argument, like he took it, like he took it in stride, like he's ready to. Now that's a good boxer. Like when someone punches you, and a good fighter, like any martial art, like someone does something that a good move, you respect the move. You don't hate the player, and you're talking to someone from there. Yeah, but like bro, like you have to understand, like the Indians that came before us shot the bed for us. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of Indians, like even now in comedy, like Indians that came before us, they hold you against them. Like if someone is like, oh, I just made it in 5 years, and then they're like, we're gonna make sure no other Indian makes it in 5 years. And like they work so hard, like they should, but like they don't see that. They don't see how hard the person worked to make They just look at like, oh, they're trying to make it look easy. Like nobody knows how hard I worked. Website data. If you need another funny Indian guy, I volunteer to be in your movie. Which means you have to prove yourself to be funny, bro. Um, how much you say like stupid Tamil education, bro? I'm trying to get out of that like thing. My English accent is literally influenced by Tamil, because when I moved here, I don't do that when I'm doing stand up. It's when I'm like trying to make, because a lot of times when I'm talking, I'm literally talking out of my ass. There is no preparation. And there's a point where I'm like, I gotta waste some time. So I add a like in there. How much yeah, like there you go, like again. When I moved here, I only thing I knew was I didn't know any English. I could barely speak, I could barely understand. I really wanted to play cricket. I know there is no movies in America. I could watch Telugu movies. So that was out. And so I was like, my dad was like, you know what? There is a cricket team for West Virginia University, and I'll hook you up with one of them, so you could go play cricket. So I was excited about that. So as soon as I came here, my dad gave me the number, and he's like, when you call someone, and because in America you can't just like go anywhere, you got someone pick you up, and he was like, don't say lift, don't say like I need a lift, say like I need a ride. That's what they say in America. So when you talk to the cricket captain, like he gave me the number, and he's like, tell him like you need a ride. So I was like, I need a ride. And and my English, I used to hang out with them like for 3 months. I moved here in June, I went to school in September. From June till September, my only English exposure was talking to, because I speak Telugu. I didn't know Telugu. I only know Telugu. And the people in cricket are like people from Gujarat, Chennai, like Tamil, Malayalam, Gujarati. Basically, everybody is from different states, so we all had to speak in English. And the only English I was exposed to was the English from India, from Tamil guys. And by the time I started speak, I went to school. I already have an accent, and everybody is like, "Dude, you learned to speak in English, and how the heck did you?" And my accent is so weird. It's like I use American slang, but in Indian accent, which throws off people. But that's because I learned to speak in America with American slang while hanging out with Tamil guys. You skipped my comment. What comment? Why did I skip? You probably said something I didn't like. That's probably why I skipped you. I'll send you my first stand up. Send it to me, bro. Website data says I'll send you my first stand up. Are you Guju? I'm not Guju, bro. I'm not Guju. I I'm a Telugu. When are you going to do stand up on immigrants? Joshua says, what do you mean, like stand up about Indians, about immigrants? I do. I talk about it. I literally like, dude, go on my thing. I was literally telling a white guy to go back to his country. That clip is going about 100K views, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. This has been great. I'll be back. What do you study at university? I got a engineering in computer science, and I also got a minor in acting, and I did a master's in business. Good night, Joshua. Good night, everybody. I'm going to go to sleep. Thank you, guys. All right, Premara. No, hi. Please reply me, bro. I just saw this now. My bad. Hello, bro. How did you and Godfrey meet? I did answer that question, bro. What was the question? Ask me again. My bad. I didn't see, like, there's a chat here too. Hi, guys. I'm gonna get out. Thank you so much. Uncle, why can't I be at the beach? Says Uncle Vishnu, Seattle or Portland. When? Bro, I'm working on it. Like, can you do me a favor? Send me a DM on a club that is close to you. I would love to like reach out to them, and I'll be like, dude, I got fans. I got my niece and nephews wanting to check me out. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night.